everybody. Welcome to the SLC Punkcast video podcast, live and wired. This is the portion of the show where we talk about all the shows that we have attended and may want to attend, and then we tell you about the shows that are happening that you may want to attend. So, yeah, and we also have this little portion of the show where I talk about the shows that I've attended called Tales from the Pit, and I will get to that in just a second, but first of all, introductions must be made. I am your host, Eric Norris. I am the co-host of the SLC Punkcast, and I am the pretty much the leader of Tales from the Pit. So, yeah, I guess that's as good an introduction as any. So let's just get into this episode of Tales from the Pit, where I'm going to talk about when Lower Class Brats made their return to Salt Lake City. This is Tales from the Pit, LCB invades SLC. So this was quite an endeavor. I mean, Lower Class Brats, first of all, they're from Long Beach, or maybe not Long Beach, from elsewhere out in California. And they made this, maybe I'm confusing LCB with LBC, but that's besides the point. Point is, they're not from here. They're a couple of states away, and they are not on tour. They were not touring. They came up to Utah to play 2 shows in one day. One day. That is awesome for them. That's awesome of them to do that. It's because, these guys, the street punk community, the Clockwork Punks, whatever you want to say, they are all very tight-knit with each other. So they're all friends, they're all homies, and Lower Class Brats, they had not been back here, at least by my count, 12 years. The last time I saw them, 13 years. 13 years. The last time I know that they were here and I saw them is when they were on the Tonight We Unite tour with the Casualties and Necromantics all the way back in 2012. And that was my first time seeing them, and I was taken by them. I'm like, these guys are fucking dope. And yeah, I personally hadn't seen them since. They hadn't been back to Salt Lake, at least not to my knowledge, but I know that they played in the surrounding areas, played some shows in Denver, and played numerous times out in California, and played at the Punk Rock Bowling Fest. But not on the main stage, mostly just in the club shows in and around that area, but I just never got a chance to see them. So this was an awesome time for me to, it was an awesome time for me to get reacquainted. I did not go to the early show, the one that was held over at Oliver. It looked badass. I was looking at the footage that was being posted by all my friends who were there or were playing that show, and it was packed. It looked like it was a lot of fun. And I'm like, okay, that's great. I just got other shit to do during Saturday, the daytime, but I have reserved my evening for the Aces show. And yeah, that was the show that I attended, and it was pretty fucking awesome. It was just a great time all around. I really loved the energy. I loved that the vibe everybody was giving off. I loved that there was nobody causing drama or trying to show up on anybody or all this stupid bullshit. I know that it's stupid to talk about that with the punks. It's just stupid to talk about that in general, but scenes have their own little dramas, their little discrepancies, whatever you want to call it. But let's talk about the bands that were playing. Flight Kamikaze was a fun little opener. Those guys had a lot of they were a fun 3-piece, had some pretty high energy. They were super loud, like really loud. I had to excuse myself after a while just as I need a drink and I need to go outside. I want to be able to hear the rest of the show. I've been pretty good about bringing my earbuds, my earplugs, to all these shows, but I forgot them this time. Stupid me. But whatever. Flight Kamikaze, they were still fun. And then Hi-Fi Murder took the fucking stage, and I have seen Hi-Fi Murder more times than I can count. I've seen them with like 3 different lineups at this point, and yeah, the lineup that I've seen now, I've seen them. Fuck, I can't even remember how many times. 7 or 8 times. I've played with them a couple of times. I know that 3 or 4. Yeah, I've lost count. That's how many times I've seen them. And this time it was it was still an awesome set that they did. And And yeah, we're all up front, we're all rocking out and just having fun. And then, of course, every time they play the same Cox Bar cover song, When You're Young. And yeah, I'm okay with that. I love that song. Not When You're Young, Because You're Young. Because You're Young. That gets all the punks up and gravitating towards the singer, just like piling up to each other. And all the skins, of course. And yeah, it was great. Super fucking great. But anyway, yeah, Lower Class Brats, they did not take the stage just yet. Goners UK was the next up in line. And oh boy, Goners UK, those guys are just so fucking phenomenal live. They are some of the most energetic. They have some of the rowdiest stage presence, the rowdiest fan reactions. Like, the crowd just goes nuts with these guys. They're practically a house band over at Aces High. Even though they're not local, they're from Montana, but still, just they are a local favorite. So shout out to them for fucking showing up every time. And then their singer and their bassist, they swapped instruments, swapped positions for the last couple of songs, and just their bassist, I forget his name, he absolutely ripped it. He is the spitting image of your average skinny hardcore guy vocalist, and he played the part very, 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 very well. He was phenomenal. I don't have anything bad to say about Goners UK, and neither should you. Except for they were like the one band that we had to wait to finish their set so that we can finally see Lower Class Brats. I'm just kidding, it wasn't a drag. But yeah, Lower Class Brats, let's talk about them. They came on and just absolutely tore the fucking place apart. If you don't know, Lower Class Brats, they get their name from the lingo in the book movie Clockwork Orange, because when you call someone bratty, that means brother, you know. Yeah, it's just the slang that they were using. So the Lower Class Brats, it's like these are your lower class brothers, and they've implemented the style of a Clockwork Orange, you know, the famous movie poster where the figure of Alex DeLarge is sticking his hand out of the A with a knife in his hand. He's got the little eyeball cufflink, and you can just see him give that little scowl. Yeah, they have that on a lot of their t-shirts, but he's holding out a beer. And they had those shirts there too. But Lower Class Brats, yeah, because of that correlation with Clockwork Orange, they had the famous Clockwork theme as their stage walking music. Just yeah. If you heard it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And they all walk onto the stage, and out comes Bones, and he's just like, we're the Lower Class Brats, and then boom, it just fucking erupts. It was great hearing songs like Ultraviolence or the Jesus, why am I forgetting the fucking names? I mean, Ultraviolence, I was going absolutely, violent. I was having such a fun time with that fucking song. I was in the pile up at everything. It was, oh boy, there were just some crazy times. I'm trying to find their set list right now because I'm terrible at remembering the fucking names. Just bear with me for a second. I took a picture of the set list, but now I'm like, oh yeah, Ultraviolence was a fucking good one. I'm a Mess. That was a good one that they fucking played. Just like Clockwork. That one I went nuts for. I just love that. He's sticking the mic out into the crowd and everyone's just piling up, just like Clockwork. Oh, buddy, that was just so fun. Oh, and Psycho was a lot of fun. That was a crazy time. And and Bite the Bullet, that just got a lot of people moving. It's a faster one, so of course it did. And yeah, that's just I remember they got encored and they were able to do a couple more songs. One of which was two of which were a cover, but I couldn't recognize which ones they were. I mean, a lot of people were singing along to it. Well, the second one, anyway. The first one, they did a cover. They even preluded that with, like, sing it if you know it, you may not. You might Which I know that some bands, like to joke about that, saying that they're going to do a cover song that you may know, and they're going to do like a very well-known song. But no, literally, I don't think anyone else in the audience knew what song they were playing. But they knew the next song, and I just didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was, but everyone else seemed to, and I was like, okay, well, I'll listen for the hook, and then I'll sing along with it when I hear the hook. Or I'll just along. I can't even remember what the hook was, but it was still pretty fucking cool. It was a very good show. It was awesome to see Lower Class Brats coming back to Salt Lake, and yeah, you could just tell they wanted to be there. They were just so happy to be there. And doing 2 sets in one day, like within a couple of hours of each other, that's no easy feat. Like, guys, that is, my hat's off to them, my bowler cap's off to them, the bowler chapeaus. I'm just so happy that I got to see Lower Class Brats a second time in my life. I hope that the next time I see them, it won't be, we won't have so many years in between, you know what I mean? But it certainly, and I hadn't even listened to them for such a long time until I think it was I can't remember the last time I listened to them, up to the point where I was, prepping for that show. So it was nice getting reacquainted with them. So Lower Class Brats, my God, what a hell of a show. One hell of a show. Everyone was having so much fun. I was really worn out. And, and happy birthday, Aces High. This was their 5th anniversary, the 5th anniversary show. So it was great to see them celebrate. I remember the 3rd anniversary, they got Slapshot. How the fuck are they going to top that? Well, Lower Class Brats, not as... I guess it depends on what circle you're talking to, but Slapshot was no easy feat because we didn't think they were ever going to come back to Salt Lake, and here they come. With sheer terror, no less. And that was a good show. That was a great show, only it was more sparsely attended. There wasn't a lot of people at that one, crazily enough. I mean, because straight-edge kids probably don't go to bars, but what do I know? But no, this one was definitely a lot more fun. A lot more, a lot more well-attended. A lot more people were watching. Anyway, that's my tale from the pit. Lower Class Brats coming back to Salt Lake. That was a fucking hell of a time. Hell of a time. I am so happy that I'm so happy that I was there. But what more can I say? Anyway, let's get to some of the shows that are coming up. And we also have some friends that are going on a mini tour. Well, they are on tour currently. Like they're playing up in Idaho tonight? I think it is. Is it Idaho? I mean, they're playing up in Boise right now. So I'll be talking about that in just a minute. But for the shows that are happening here in the good old Salt Lake Valley and some of the surrounding regions, let's get going on the 26th. Betting on the End, Weed Hemoth, Mortis, and Hangxiety will be playing up at Church and State. That is a $10 show. We'll be starting at 7 p.m. Meanwhile, the band Noogie is coming back to Salt Lake, and the band Pogo Sticks is debuting at that show. And Fancy Lads will also be playing, and so will Repeller. That's going to be at Oliver Rock. It costs $10 to enter and starts at 6 p.m. And then finally on the 26th, and this one bums me out because I won't be there. It's High on Fire, Charger, and Bastardane over at the State Room. That is a $32 show, and it starts at 8 p.m. While that show is going on, will be on a flight heading all the way to fucking Columbus, Ohio. Why? I'll tell you when I get back. But the point is, I won't be there. I'm super bummed I'm going to miss that show. It's kind of ironic because the last 2 times High on Fire were scheduled to play here, they had to cancel. Once because they were touring in the winter, they got snowed in Colorado, and they had to cancel their show in Salt Lake. Second time, well, I don't know what came first, but the other time was when they were on tour with Municipal Waste, and Matt Pike, who is diabetic, had to get his toe amputated because of diabetes complications. So they had to cancel that show as well. So figures that the one time they are able to make a show in Salt Lake, I am not going to be there. Fuck my life. But it's okay. The trip is going to be worth it. Anyway, that's all on the 26th. On the 27th, Beyond All Doubt, Maldita Gente, Winter's Farewell, and Forever War will be playing at Fellowship Hall. That is a $15 show and starts at 8 p.m. Then on the 28th, PS Destroy This is having their album release show, their album Glitter Pussy 3000. Joining them will be Gonk and Venus Death Trap. And seriously, Glitter Pussy 3000. That's a hell of a name. I fucking love it. I love it. Church and State, that's where it's going to be at. It's $10 and starts at 7 p.m. Then on the 30th, Crypta from Brazil will be coming, and they'll be bringing Claustrophobia with them. And they'll be playing at the Metro Music Hall. It is $34.72 to enter, and it starts at 7 p.m. Then we roll into October. And guys, October has got a lot of shows going on. A lot. This is just the first 4 days right here, okay? On the 1st, High Viz, Direct Threat, Cold God, and Nadezhda are all going to be playing at Urban Lounge. That is a $34.72 to enter. Starts at 7 p.m. Then on the 2nd, Dying Remains, Gourd Embrace, Recidivist, and Sabotage will be playing up at Black Lung in Ogden. That is a $15 show. It starts at 8 p.m. Then also on the 2nd, Cavalera, the Cavalera Conspiracy is coming to Salt Lake. And they are doing a very special set where they are playing Chaos AD in its entirety. The classic Sepultura album. You can argue that Sepultura stopped being Sepultura when Max and Igor left the band. I mean, I like to say that Sepultura stopped being Sepultura when they did Roots. But that's just one man's opinion. Anyway, tagging along with them will be Fear Factory and Genocide Pact. That's going to be up at the complex, and it's going to be a $52 entrance fee, $52.67. Starts at 6 p.m. And then on the 3rd, Sewn Shut is having their EP release show. They will be playing with Misbegotten and Run It Back. That's going to be at Fellowship Hall, and it's going to be a $10 show if you buy in advance, $12 if you pay at the door. Starts at 7 p.m. And then meanwhile, the bands Baby Girl, Solitude, and Mega Ritual will be playing up at ABG's in Ogden. That is a $5 show. Starts at 9 p.m. And finally, we have 2 shows on the 4th. One is Fleshwater, Angel Dust, and Military Gun, who are going to be playing at the Soundwell, and that's going to be $35.23 to enter, and it starts at 6 p.m. And finally, meanwhile, on the 4th, the one and only Morrissey. Yes, Morrissey is coming back, and he's playing the Union. It is a staggering $73.75 to enter. Boy, I hope he doesn't know that some of the beer there ain't vegan, but well, just don't keep your lips shut. Anyway, it starts at 8 p.m. So yeah, don't bring any meat near the venue while he's there, unless you're planning to throw it at his tour bus. So yeah, those are all the shows that are coming up in Salt Lake for the foreseeable future, which is in the next week. Meanwhile, the band my friends that are on tour, Never Don'ts, they are currently playing, on this September 25th, the day that this is being filmed, they are playing up at the Shredder in Boise, Idaho. So I hope that you, at the time you're viewing this, I hope you saw them, because they are a great band, and the Shredder's a fun venue. And if you haven't, well, head on over to Moscow. They are playing, if you're watching this tonight, the 26th, they will be playing in Mickey's Gyros. Mickey's Gyros. And it sounds more Spanish than Greek, but yeah, whatever. Then up on the 27th, they'll be heading up to Oregon. They'll be playing Portland at the Minge Lounge, or the Ming Lounge. Minge is, no, not that, Ming Lounge. And then on the 28th, they will be playing in Pocatello at the Chop Shop. And I actually do have the info for this one. That is, they'll be playing with Outlaw Stiffs, Lee Harvey and the Sharpshooters, and Ad Nauseum. That is going to be $10. The door is at 5:30, and it will start at 6 p.m. So that is a loaded show. I love every single band on that one. I've played with Outlaw Stiffs and Ad Nauseums before, and I think even the Lee Harvey and the Sharpshooters. And yeah, if they're playing at the Chop Shop, that may be the same venue that... No, it's a different venue, but I have played Pocatello before in the back of this, in the back of this skate shop. Maybe it was the same, maybe that was the title of the shop, or the name of the shop. I can't remember the actual name, but I did play up there. It was the skate shop. We were playing in their storeroom, which had a half pipe in it and shit. It was a floor show. It was fucking great. Fucking great. And that was the first time I saw Ad Nauseum, and they are an awesome band. But anyway, that is the tour that's happening, mostly Idaho, and hey, we got the show up in Oregon, so come check us out over there. Anyway, Never Don'ts on tour. I'm fucking stoked for those guys that they are finally making it out. Well, they already made it out of Utah. They played California earlier this year, and now they're going a little far north. But I'm still stoked for them. I'm stoked for when my homies' bands go on tour, go out to see the states, see the sights, and show the rest of the world what SLC is all about, motherfucker. We got some more tours coming up, but not till later into the month of October. So, I mean, we're still in September, folks, at least for the time being. So enjoy it while it lasts, because the season of the dead is upon us. And October is going to be a busy, busy month for a lot of people. It's going to be busy for me. There's a lot of shit going on. So, once again, I'm Eric Norris. I hope that you enjoyed this week's episode of Live and Wired and my tale from the pit. And I hope that I hope that you make it out to plenty of shows this upcoming week until we see each other again. And I hope that you stay safe. I hope that you return from each show unscathed. And if you don't, well, hopefully you have a cool story to go along with it. Share your tale from the pit. I'm going to turn it over to Dustin now, and he's going to cover all the shows and tours that are coming in your necks of the woods in the continental U.S. and beyond. So until next week, I've been Eric. Peace.
Thank you, Eric. And now we are going around the world, as we do, in no particular order, because I just don't have the time to go through and sort these the way I want, but we are going to read over these. I don't know if any of these shows have sold out, but the Sex Pistols are on tour as of right now here in the U.S. Frank Carter and Steve Jones, Paul Cook, Glenn Matlock of the Sex Pistols doing Nevermind the Bollocks. They're playing with Suicide Machines, Molotovs, Military Gun, and the Potato Pirates. See the flyer there if they're coming to your area. As you can tell, some of the shows were already sold out. Today in Philly, sold out. Tomorrow in Brooklyn was sold out. I don't know if these other ones were, but on the 30th, Montreal, Toronto on the 1st, Cleveland on the 3rd, Detroit on the 4th, 7th in Minneapolis, Denver, that's as close as they're coming to me, on the 10th, on the 13th, Seattle, San Francisco, and then LA to wrap up that tour. Next up, our pals Direct Action. If you tune into what I do on Punk Noise Worldwide, got some In the Vault interviews, one coming this upcoming week before this show happens. I'll be talking with couple of the guys from Direct Action, and they are playing together with the Jesters and Hillsiders this Friday, October 3rd. Moorkoven, it looks like, so that is over in Belgium. Make sure you get out to that one. Go check out our pals in Direct Action. The other bands, great bands too. Then you got Assicor. Either way, that's on September 27th, tomorrow in Magdeburg. At Factory, tickets, spirittickets.de if you want more info. Lions Law, Oystern et Social, Soifas, and Bière Ballistic are the 4 bands you will see there. Then, where are we going next? Oh, yeah. So I did, speaking of In the Vault, was talking about a festival that was coming up this weekend. Unfortunately, didn't get to happen, but one of those shows that would have, or bands that would have, Conservative military image, Skinhead, Usual Suspects, and Vile Life, all playing at Characters in Pomona. That will be Saturday the 27th, tomorrow. Make sure you check that out. It's $15 in advance, $20 at the door. SOSbookingandproductions.com if you want tickets. Unfortunately for you youngsters, it's 21 and older. Doors open at 8. Next up, we got the Clan Craw Gathering All-Day Punk Festival. This is in Scotland. Where is the freaking city on here? I don't even see where it is, but it is somewhere in Scotland. Oh, Falkirk. There we go. I think it's in Falkirk. It's probably somewhere else on the fly. Oh, there it is. The Rock Bottom in Falkirk. I don't know why I couldn't see that. Anyway, tomorrow, all day, the 27th. It's going to be happening soon. So hopefully, if you're in that area, you're getting out, because look at all the bands you get to go see. No Matter, A Murder of Crows, the Chibmarks, the Frags, Polar Bears, Purgatory, or In Purgatory, rather. 8-Bit Psycho, Aftershocks, Razortooth, the Ruckus, or is it the Fuckus? Maybe that's the Fuckus. I meant to say the Ruckus, or no, it's the Fuck Ups. I love the Fuck Ups. I love those guys. I don't know how I goofed that up. Mine's trying to read some shit that isn't even there. So go check out our pals in the Fuck Ups. The Baw Hairs and Moonshine Docks. Doors at 1:30, so afternoon, and it's only £12. That's like a buck a band, man. You can't beat that. Go out, support the bands. Looks like a fantastic festival. Hopefully the weather's wonderful as well. Next up, our pals in Italian Blood have a show on Friday, October 3rd. Talked about this with them on their interview I did over on POW in the Vault, if you want to go check it out. They are playing a film screening, music and skate festival. The bands you get to see there: Cash Hendricks, the Bacon Fruit, obviously Italian Blood, the Rectors, and Shade Out. So go check that one out if you are going to be, where's that one? Pottstown, Pennsylvania. So go check that out. Next, I wish I was at this one. Next Saturday, October 4th, Oitism. They put out so many great bands, including a lot of the bands on this particular lineup. It's going to be in Manchester, New Hampshire at Jewel Backroom. 18 and older show, $20, doors at 7, and you get to see Bad Terms, Shaved for Battle, DHS, Off the Top, and The Workers, all really great bands. So make sure you go check out all of them. Such good stuff, new stuff coming from them, and make sure you're tuning into what Oitism Records are doing. Then we're heading back over to Ireland. Free entry for the Alternative Munster. This time around October 4th, 8 p.m. doors. Our pals Easy Company are playing with a fantastic band, Anslua and Stanton's Grave. I like them. We've played them before. And Poor Relation, obviously a band I got to check out if they are. Oh, no, it's at Poor Relation. There we go. So I know all three bands, and all three bands are great. So get to that alternative Munster. Jeez, I can't even say it. And speaking of records, I've got the new Easy Company record as it's out on POW Records. So if you would like a copy, go over to POW Records, which is also SLCPunkcast.com. All the same. Then we've got it's Hamburg at Monkeys in Hamburg, Friday, October 4th, and Friday, October 3rd, Saturday, October 4th. The Let's Goes, Antagonizers, ATL, 86 Crew, Red Bricks, Gewohnheitsstrinker, 1984, plus 2 more bands to be announced, and after parties Friday and Saturday with DJ The Empire. Red Bricks has some other shows coming up, so I'll announce those as we get closer. I think some of those are in November, but if you're going to be in Hamburg, you know where to go see. And we are going to end this episode of Live and Wired with this tour. GBH, I won't go over all of it as it goes way well into November, but you can see on this, and you can go to GBH Official UK if you'd like. But they're coming here to the States. Tons of great shows. It looks like every one of them are in the States. I don't see them crossing over into Canada or Mexico at all on this one. But they will be here in Salt Lake City, October 23rd, GBH. And they will be with Knuckleheads, which I am excited to see Knuckleheads. You got to go see any of the Knuckleheads shows. It's Knuckleheads or Mainliners, so I'm not sure which ones you will be able to tell are which ones. I don't know. But I've seen GBH here in Salt Lake. Fantastic. Oh, Slaughterhouse as well. So GBH, Slaughterhouse, and then either Knuckleheads or Mainliners. So make sure you go check those out. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into this week's Live and Wired and Eric's Tales from the Pit. We will catch you next week.